It's your boy Tha Monstar with another episode of Monstars Mentality. Today we in a beautiful Cleveland, Ohio with the beautiful Tabby and Tink in the building.
Hey y'all. Hey.
A couple fresh influencers making waves. Got a lot of motion going on. And you know I had to bring them on to the team. When I see positive motion, big boss shit happening, I'm recruiting. I'm recruiting nothing but hardworking people, bosses, future millionaires, motherfucking monsters, niggas that's hard. Y'all know how we get down, body, mind, wealth, speaking nothing but positivity, good things into this world, staying focused, making sure you loving yourself so you can be able to push love out to the world. But right now, at this moment, tell me what y'all got going on and how y'all feeling today.
Good. Who do you want to start?
You.
Me? Okay. I'm Tabby. It's nice to meet y'all. I just started content creation recently. My page is basically about social issues and mental health.
Tab's Place, right?
Tab's Place, yes. It's Tab's Place on YouTube.
Yes, sir. And then we got Tink in the building. Tink actually goes she a brand new brand influencer, and I'm gonna probably end up having to do a couple interviews at the networking event when she decided to pop up and do a little miscellaneous work. But overall, just a true inspiration and hard worker for real, for real.
Exactly. I mean, a hard worker to the maximum. I mean, I also have an e-commerce business and an event planning business myself. So I mean, we collab. We're gonna do some big things out here in Cleveland. I'm excited.
And not just even Cleveland, the world. I ain't gonna lie. As I tell you all the time, I'm taking this shit to the moon. And when y'all hear me say that, y'all gonna see what time would that actually mean. We're going to the moon with this shit. Right now, we young on Earth. I just touched 30, which is crazy. I'm starting to feel old, but when you look at the big picture, I guess I'm just really getting started. And around a bunch of 20-year-olds, we just getting started, just getting moving, about to really take this world over and really keep going up. You know Cleveland lit, so you know there's a lot of motion, a lot of noise.
Yeah.
I see a lot of rims in the background, but that's Cleveland for you. You feel me? But today I really wanted to talk about togetherness. The reason why they fresh on the show and I run them on board is bringing more people together and networking and building together. These Fortune 500 companies, Tesla, Ford, they still outreaching to other companies for contracts and building. If a Fortune 500 company has to outsource and hit up other companies, why you think you as a small business owner or entrepreneur don't have to outsource and come together and build together? You got to if you go really run this shit up. But that's really my main focus on this and really want to show love to the people that I believe in right now. Truth be told, I definitely believe in y'all. Also, y'all got. That's why I'm taking the jump of shouting out Tab's Place.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Crazy. Yeah, what Tab's Place was the main focus of that?
My main focus is to talk about mental health issues because I feel like people don't talk about it enough. I feel like if we start to talk about it, it kind of breaks the stigma that mental health is not something that we all deal with, and mental illness is not something that we all deal with in one way or another. Whether it's somebody we know or it's ourselves, we're all affected by it.
Facts. Definitely all affected. Truth be told, I lived a very positive life. I really ain't fight depression at all growing up or anything, but not gonna lie, since like 2020, the last 4 years, I hit some of the darkest days, darkest hours, everything. I had to really fight my way up out of it. I had to really build myself up. I always was a positive individual, a positive young man, but I had a lot of dark times, and that's what made me really focus on, like, damn, this what motherfuckers been going through their life, or like battles they fighting, and you never know what the next battle the next person is fighting. You never really know. So I love that. I definitely got to keep bringing awareness to that. Yeah, facts.
I mean, our country's in an epidemic ever since the pandemic. We're in an epidemic of a mental health crisis, and people don't talk about it enough. So,
Even before.
yes, before and now even more, since people had to be stuck in the house, didn't have any choice but to deal with themselves and deal with each other. So,
And don't get me even started on that. Ain't the only reason why we all fighting these battles, because especially in America, suicide and anxiety and depression is high as here, even due to these 5G. If you look up the what you call it, the symptoms of 5G and radiation, you'll find anxiety, you will find depression. And why did all these 5G networks get released heavily in 2020? So why I even be thinking why the fact that the first time I ever had depression or anything like that was 2020, and the same time all these things. Now granted we did go to pandemic, we wasn't alone more than anything, but it's real stuff going on in this universe that we all feel, that we all going through, out of our control, government control, God control, different things. But I ain't even gonna get started on that, about the research that I done did. And
That's a whole nother podcast.
yeah, that's a whole nother podcast. But it's stuff that how you feeling that's not even all on you. That's why it's about being strong and knowing that it's other things playing factors, and just stay with God, stay focused, keep pushing through. Because some of your problems, some of your anxiety, some of your depression is not all your fault or on you or anything. It's outside stuff that this government really is manipulating and controlling. But
I ain't gonna get started, but let me get started. We gonna leave it there.
Yeah, but y'all know how deep I am. Even though I'm a Cleveland nigga, I'm a hood nigga. Y'all know how deep I get and how educated I am. But like I said, we ain't gonna get too far.
All right. So first things first, both of y'all have to tell everybody what you do. What do you do? What is Monstars exactly?
I'm a Renaissance man at the fullest. So Monstars is my one company, a media and marketing company, where we go full production, music videos, helping other business market themselves and get clients. We go into short films, podcast space. We gonna go to the moon with this. But on that aspect, I got so many ideas and I got so many businesses I already started. I'm a Renaissance man if you ain't never seen one, including my sea moss business. I might make the commercial pop up right now.
Nature has the power to transform your health and wellness. Introducing Sea Moss Gel, harnessing the ancient wisdom of the ocean.
But my sea moss gel, it's available on DoorDash, Uber Eats. It's stationed in Tremont on the west side of Cleveland. It is already public and already doing business, and come shop with us. But I'm a Renaissance man. I always, since a youngin', been kind of good at everything, and now I'm just doing everything, I guess.
So Ray, what do you do?
Yeah, well, I have an event planning business. I usually host ladies' nights, but I'm leaning more towards the networking event side, but still just getting local entrepreneurs together and letting us be able to connect and exchange numbers so that we can find ways that we can benefit and help each other through this journey of being an entrepreneur, because it isn't something that you can do alone at the end of the day. So and then with that, I also have an e-commerce business. I'm speaking of not doing things alone, where I have mentorship, but those are the things I'm focused on. It's just getting the community together in any way I can. Really.
I love it.
And it's probably entrepreneurs that's looking at this like, shit, I'm doing it alone. Yeah, you can get money alone. You can get money alone. But you can't deal with it alone. You can't really take it to the next level alone. So it's like a lot of people that be stubborn, like, oh, like, shit, I'm doing, like, man, continue to find good people. The best CEOs is not people who can do it alone. They the people who can find the right people to run the business better than what they can run the business. That's the best CEOs. So it's like, man, keep networking, keep showing love. In Cleveland, we need it. We need the network. We need to show love. It's a lot of hustlers. It's a lot of hustlers that come out the city, that go to other cities and thrive. And sometimes sink too, but thrive. And we need to do that here. We need to do it here.
So that leads into my next question. How important is collaboration to you, and why? Like, what's your number one reason? And can you explain what collaboration has done for your business as far as growing it? Both of you.
Yeah. I operate off a client basis off for the most part. So I've been on tour with QC, DJ Tour Official, and booked me with Lakia. That's Lakia's DJ. I done did videos, work with Quavo, Lil Terrio, Yu-Gi-Oh, the reality star that's been on all that TV. And the reason I'm mentioning them is them collabs, those high quality people, them opportunities help me set myself apart. I already was setting myself apart just based off my mind and my work ethic. But then when you get other people that notice it and work with you, you're unstoppable at that point. Like, you become unstoppable. So it's like, you gotta collab. You gotta show love to other people. Give them your fans. Let them build their fans up, their fans back. Because right now you could be lit. You could be, whoever looking at this, you could be lit as fuck right now. and you could die off in 6 months. And you don't believe it, but you could die off in 6 months. But if you show love to the next person, and now you die off, but now they lit, you can show love back. The Drake effect, really. Even when Drake was putting Migos on and Young Boy, J Boy Block, and all these different people, he stayed bigger than them, but he was showing love. And even when he died down, they was the hottest artists in their time period and were able to show love back. And Drake was really smart on how he even stayed relevant for so long based off putting other artists on. And that's how I want to be. I want to put other entrepreneurs on. When I make my first million, I'm not going to feel confident until they ass got a million. Like, I'm just not.
You don't know who knows who you want to know. You really don't. Or you don't know who could lead you to that next person. So keep that in mind. Now, Teray, how important is collaboration in your business? And what's the value of networking to you?
Well, networking, I feel like is the key to success at the end of the day. So, I mean, I value that more than school, unless you're going to school for, like, to be a doctor or something. You know, I would want someone with a degree to work on my brain. But I feel like when it comes to networking, it's really the key. So you got to network with the right people, surround yourself with the right people, because they say that they can see your future, or like, you know, your road to success based off of your friends group or the 5 people you hang around the most. So you really look at that and those people and what impact they have on you. I feel like that matters when it comes to your success and your future.
I agree. And to that point, I mean, there's a lot of people that are super successful that never went to college a day in their life. They just met enough people and were able to capitalize off of that and turn it into something. So you can save you a lot of money if you decide to network.
Who you know is the most important thing of all. Because you got to realize this world, this economy, these businesses is built off people. It ain't aliens, it ain't dinosaurs, it ain't lions and tigers. So the whole economy of the whole world is based off people. So you gotta realize, like, of course, who you know, what people you know, especially when the whole world, the whole economy, the whole money concept is based off people, is very important. Knowledge is definitely key, because then you can have the knowledge to do what's needed with certain people and certain things. But yeah, who you know is very important. What you know is very important, because what you know attracts the people that you want to be around. So, like, yeah, facts. It's definitely important on the networking side. But you still need to get education. A lot of y'all, especially in this generation, a lot of y'all niggas are stupid.
I say they lack discipline.
Hey, I know that's a fucked up thing. I'm like, nigga, what? But
they
no,
lack discipline.
y'all don't.
They lack patience.
And I'm gonna wait till this, because God was like, no, you said stupid, you trying to drop me out. But look, not stupid, because you can have no book smart at all and be so street smart. Such an entrepreneur, know how to hustle and get money, because they don't take book smart. But we still gotta every day increase our knowledge. Especially in this era, 2024, July 12th, or whatever today's date is, we got so many tools with this internet. You can wake up tomorrow and learn anything you want to learn. You can go. That's why school is less important. It's still important, but it's less important because you can find the knowledge and learn anything you want to learn when you wake up tomorrow.
You gotta be willing to look for it, though.
Yeah, it's that discipline, it's that drive. It's definitely not gonna come easy. It's not gonna. Yeah, it's definitely not gonna come easy for sure.
But I say school is so important still, though, because, like, even me, like, if I was an engineer or something in any field, the thing about it is, if I went to a big school, a big class, and it was a specific class for this engineering, it's 100 people in this room that's in love with the same thing I'm in love with. 100 people that's you can network with. Out of 100, 5 of them probably gonna be very successful in that field. Like, you can't underestimate that fact. Right now, I'm building people just searching through the world, searching through the city, searching through Atlanta, searching through Cleveland, looking for people who not on bullshit, who are motivated, who are hungry. But in certain aspects with school, you got all the people in the same room gravitating to each other. So school is important, but it ain't everything. In 2024, it's not everything, for sure.
As an owner of your own businesses, what's the biggest hurdle that you've had to overcome? I'm sorry. As an entrepreneur, what is the biggest hurdle you've had to overcome? Whether it be within yourself or externally.
The lack of. But I believe in God, so whatever I have at that moment, I believe that's enough. But the lack of money, the lack of good people around me,
Resources.
the lack of resources in general, and people sometimes, once again, is more important than money. Because money is the middleman. At the end of the day, if I had $1 million, it don't mean shit until I spend it and to get whatever I'm gonna get for the money. Just having $1 million cash, I mean nothing. It could be all this paper right here, and it don't mean a thing until I spend it and use that resource. It's a tool. I can make people do things with this money. I can buy things with this money. I can do whatever with that. But the money itself is a middleman. So I'd never be like, oh, I ain't got enough money, because like you ain't got enough middlemen. It's like, wait, that don't make sense. But
Billions of people.
yeah, but the lack of good people and lack of resources, yeah, that's the biggest hurdle.
What's your biggest hurdle?
Oh, well, my biggest hurdle, I mean, I guess would say like the lack of consistency. I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, as a business owner, you have to own up to your own like flaws and things like that, and it's not easy. It's not gonna always be easy. But if you're not consistent, that's gonna make it harder for sure. So that lack of consistency for me is the biggest hurdle that I'm working over. But you know, every day you gotta just be on your stuff.
You're a grown woman, you're a grown man stuff.
You gotta choose. You're gonna choose because you gotta make a decision.
And to me, you consistent as a motherfucker. Cause to me, you a consistent mother. You a consistent hard worker. Like me, like I ain't punched a 9 to 5 in 5 years. You punching, you grinding, waking up every day working. I ain't got no kids. You got a whole other person you taking care of and putting on for it. Like it's many things. Yeah, you feel me? Like it's many things that you gotta stay consistent with and you gotta sacrifice. But now once you find balance and once you get better at balancing the things that you already been doing, then you can add the consistency to now just start a business, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's like that's how I feel about it. Because I haven't seen how hard you've been working and everything throughout.
I'm still consistent in business and all that too, so it's not something I'm not doing at all, but it's just that's something that I'm struggling with the most. That's if we're going to talk about the struggles of business. But I do appreciate it.
And if I'm honest, like I feel like we are our own biggest critics. Other people will watch us and be like, "You doing your shit, you killing it, you doing it." But we feel like, "Damn, I slacked on Saturday, and I really should have picked up that book, or I should have picked up the pen and got to work." But you do have to rest. Sometimes you have to get busy resting, and I will encourage, get your rest as much as you work, but not as much as you work. Hold on. Get your rest, but work hard to get your rest. What is your drive? Like, what's your why to keep going despite being inconsistent or a lack of?
Me? Okay. I mean, first and foremost, I mean, family. Like, obviously, like you mentioned, I have a daughter, so I mean, I'm just trying to make sure I provide the best lifestyle I can for her in the future. Because I don't really just think about the right now, because your circumstances right now don't define like who your future going to be. Because if you think about where businesses start, Amazon and all those places, like Amazon can start from a garage. So like at the end of the day, don't think about where you at, think about where you want to be, and you just shoot for that. So that's my drive, because I don't want to provide my children with any not gonna say struggle, but I just want to make sure that I'm setting myself up and my children up for the future, the road to success, and leaving something behind that I can teach my child to be able to create their own lifestyle for themselves. But also, you know, just the community in itself and growing as a community, as a country, as a whole, as humans, because I want to make sure that we all just have the right intention when it comes to this business stuff. Because I feel like things could just be, I feel like the world could be a better place. And I know with the right people around me, and I feel like I do have those right people around me, Tabby, I mean, with the right people around you, you can collab, you can grow together better than you can alone.
Let's grow together. Okay, who or what has been instrumental in assisting you with your business? And I mean besides networking, because we kind of covered that like off rip, but like what else or who else has been like, okay, if I could count on one thing or one person, they by my side no matter what?
I personally ain't got one person, but I would say that my family has been super supportive since the beginning. Like super supportive since the beginning. And I appreciate that because I realize how a lot of people's family is not as supportive or different things or they want more of. And my family ain't have much money, so they're not giving no money. I even co-signs or important shit with credit or shit. I had to do all that shit myself, figure out the muscle. But just the supportiveness of the little things. And even when like, man, I graduated from a private school in Lakewood called St. Ed's, even though I'm living in St. Clair in the hood. And I went to college, University of Akron. And 2 years in, I had a hit song on the radio. I started picking up the camera, building this media company. I came to my people like, I don't want to finish college. I know what I want to do, and what I want to do don't need a degree. I told them I'm coming to drop out and chasing my dreams, and they was for it. They was for it because they knew I wasn't a dummy, and they believed in whatever direction I was going in. But to come to your peoples and be like, I'm like all this school, all this work, high school costed money. Like it wasn't a free high school. And then to be like, all right, I'm done with school, I'm about to go chase my dream. And like that, to me, it was a tough moment to come to my people and talk to them about. But at that moment, I knew that what I wanted to do. And I've always been strong-minded. What I wanted to do, I've already thought about it for 1,000 hours and made the decision. So it's like, at that point, it was like, I know I'm doing this already type shit. But my people was never getting no pushback. Never getting no pushback. It was like, nigga, you about to start a studio? What you need, a microphone? What you need with this? Like, they was like, all right, well, shoot. Like, that's how they was. And I super appreciate that. Because it gave me the confidence to never doubt it. I wasn't going to doubt it no way, but they gave me the confidence to never doubt it. So
Came into your support system.
Yeah, that's facts.
What about you?
I mean, when you talk about leaning into your support system, I did not have family as a support system. I mean, I had some cousins here and there, something like that, where they're just like, okay, I'll support the business, or I'll support this and that, I'll show up. But they didn't always show up. So I didn't have family, my family as like my immediate support system. I would say my family that I created was more so the support system I had. Like the people I decided to keep around me. When I did decide this route of entrepreneurship, it did take me cutting off some people that I felt like weren't helping me grow. So I had to decide then who I was going to keep around me in that moment, and I kept people around me that were growing, that had the urge to grow, that wanted to grow, whether it was in the same field or whatever it was for them, but they were people that had the intention of growing then versus the people that just kept me stagnant, wanted to party all the time, do all this and that. I mean, I like to party too, don't get me wrong, but there's a time and place. You got to prioritize. You got to have priorities at the end of the day.
How do you come up with your business concept?
Me? University of Akron. So originally, me, Space, Taywan, OVO, it was originally the Ciroc boys drinking nothing but Ciroc, throwing hella house parties in the Commons, University of Akron. Then Diddy, out of nowhere, because he had the Ciroc, and then he came out with the Ciroc boys. That didn't even last long. But when we saw him come out with the Ciroc boys, we were like, all right, nigga, we ain't the Ciroc boys no more. Then we made Monstars, which is Motivated, Optimistic Nation, Starving to Achieve Rich Status. That's the acronym for it, which we came up with it together though. But yeah, that's how we came up with it. It's been LLC since 2017, December. So we almost a decade in, 7 years in. But yeah, Akron, Ohio, the Bronze City. That's where Monstars was technically created. Yeah.
So Diddy messed up your original business concept, but then he inspired the best concept. Okay, I like it. And what about you? What had you come up with the idea of event planning?
Oh man, event planning. I mean, honestly, I had a birthday party and I was like, dang, I ain't got no friends. Like, who am I invite to this event? And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just have a party bus event. I'm gonna make it public. I'm sure there's other ladies out there that never experienced a party bus that want to. And I did, and it ended up having like a good turnout of women. I was like, okay, girls, thank you for showing up. Whatever. It was a birthday event, but they was just coming out because like it was like, hey, turn up. So it was a vibe. They thanked me afterwards. I had a few ladies thank me afterwards, like I needed that, and I was like, damn, I needed that too. And I didn't really realize how bad I needed that until it happened. So I was like, I'm gonna see if I can, schedule some more of these events that I need that I know other ladies need too. So I did that, and next thing I know, I've been having some good turnouts, and I got more consistent, and I was good.
That's what got my attention. Seeing like I remember the bus party and shit like that. I was like, damn, she throwing events and shit like that on everything. That's what caught my attention, and cause I'm trying to go up with the events, the festivals. This Halloween, this monster season, nigga. Who know what festival we go create or what we go do in around that time. But yeah, the events definitely inspired me and shit like that. I was like, okay, her ass lit.
Long term, where do you see your business going? Like, what's your end goal? If you even have an end goal, because sometimes it's a continuous thing that never stops.
Me, it's definitely. I'm pouring my heart into this right now, just like many CEOs do. But I do picture doing everything I'm gonna do and selling this business for 50 billion type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I do actually go move into other endeavors and other things that my heart is gonna be at that time. And if I don't sell it, then I'll maybe have a CEO just run it. But I probably do picture myself eventually selling it. I'm building this up, just like I'm gonna build other businesses up to build them up and to sell, to keep going. Because at the end of the day, I can't run it forever. I gotta grow old at the end of the day. So it's like I gotta sell it eventually. I gotta move on eventually, or God gonna move me on at the end of the day. So it's like the end goal is probably to the moon, and then once we get to that point, movies, already partnership with Netflix and documentaries, and maybe even got our own platform that's competing with Netflix. You never know where life will take us. But once all that is done, it's not too much for me to do entertainment wise. So I probably will sell.
How about you? What's your end goal?
I mean, I guess my end goal is to really just make residual income that's just gonna keep coming, like even after my death type shit. So like something that that's just gonna keep coming in. I mean, with my event planning business, I could see myself selling that, but the investments I make after that, I hope to really carry on. And I mean, I don't even know if I'll sell that. We'll see. I mean, it might be something that I will be able to carry on based off of which avenue or which route life ends up taking me.
So we building legacies, and I love to hear it.
Yeah, legacy building.
So, can you share a time you experienced a challenge that almost broke your business, like a make or break moment where you were like, okay, I'm about to call it a day, give up, and cut my losses?
I ain't had one. A make or break, nigga. I'm getting broke every fucking day.
Okay.
Nigga, like I was not to cuss so much, but it's a grind every day. It's a hustle every day. I wake up every day not knowing my next dollar coming from, and I've been waking up like that for years. I do not know where my next dollar coming from tomorrow. I don't. At the same time, I'm better off than most people, but I do not. When I wake up tomorrow, when I go home tonight, I do not know where my next dollar coming from. So like every day could break me, and it's been days where multiple days went through and that dollar ain't come through. Then maybe $2,500 came through. Like, but yeah, like it's been many days that's been break. But I never thought about actually like calling a rap. Even when I moved to Atlanta, and shout out my homie Swish, shout out my homie Kirk. That's who moved to Atlanta with me 2018. I moved out to them and I told them I'm not moving back home empty-handed. And 2 years in, we went broke. We was struggling. Atlanta ate our ass up. They decided to come back home. And I literally told them, nigga, I'm not going back home empty-handed. And like I did not go back home. So it's like now I'm thinking 6 years later I'm back home in a position where I can build, where I can get my knowledge and everything I learned and we building businesses. So now I want to build back home. This next decade I'm building my city up. But I never thought about quitting. Never thought about quitting. It just wasn't in me at all. Like I ain't gonna lie. I was hard-headed too. So hard-headed on what I wanted to do.
You gotta stay hungry.
Yeah.
You gotta stay hungry to be an entrepreneur in general. How about you? If you had a make or break, like I want to call it a day, but I'm still here. Obviously.
I mean that's the journey to success in general. Like you gonna have those days where you don't wanna do the work, and it's gonna be times where you just don't want to fight. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to eat,
Right.
then you're gonna have to grind at the end of the day. But I mean, even if you aren't working dollar to dollar, you gotta fight with. You gotta sometimes people gotta battle with their mental health, like depression itself. Like there are days where I just don't want to get out of bed, or there are days where I'm struggling real bad with my mental health, and it's hard for me to be around people or communicate with people. But like I said, the value and the meaning. I mean, not the meaning, but the I feel like networking is really the key to success. So there are days where you do gotta just make the decision to just do it anyway, and that will be my make or break. Like one day, getting too consistent with being inconsistent.
Ooh, don't get too consistent with being inconsistent. I love that. All right, I only got one more question for you guys. If you have one piece of advice you'd give to somebody starting their own business, what would it be?
And don't get stuck in your ways. Every day, the world is changing. Be able to innovate. Know what's working. Pay attention to details. Know what's working. So be hard-headed on what's working and where you see stuff going. But you got to be able to change. You got to be able to adapt. You got to be like, oh, this happened. You got to be able to innovate. Innovation is key. The CEOs, the business people that can innovate and think of better ideas and better ways to utilize the resources and tools that's around them. You say, I wish I had this, I wish I had that, but what do you have? Use that. Like make it work. So innovation is what I would preach and what I would say, and just keep going up. Use what you got. Use what you got.
Okay, Tamara, how about you? You have one piece of advice that you can give somebody starting their own business. What would it be?
One piece of advice given somebody would be to just do it. I mean, honestly, just do it. Like what are you sitting around for? That's the thing I gotta kick myself in the butt about. Just do it. Like, what are we waiting for? Put it on your calendar, execute it, do it, put the action behind it, and do it consistently, because if you don't do it consistently, then your results it's gonna be harder for you to see. It's already hard to see the results. Doing it consistently. So if you do it inconsistently, it's gonna make it even harder for you to really believe in yourself or believe that you actually make those results in a timely manner. So we all want that but a lot of people have that microwave mentality where we're in an era now where we're used to getting things quick, and that's just not that's not what happens on the road to entrepreneurship. So you have to be consistent in order to really be like, reflect a year from now, okay, or a year ago, like, okay, where was I a year ago? Where am I now? If you're not consistent throughout that year, then those results, you might see good results still, but it could have been better with consistency.
Yeah, you gotta be real with yourself, reevaluate yourself, and I would say with the consistency thing, consistency is what works out for you. So even an artist, if what's consistent for you is dropping a music video every month or every 2 months, figure out what's consistent for you. Some people can drop something out every week. Even podcasts. Don't overwork yourself. Don't do too much. Figure out what's consistent for you. If you can drop a video every week, then do it. If you need to drop a video every 2 weeks, then just stay consistent with that. If you need to take once a month, stay consistent with that. Whatever, and then you can just build on that. So fans can be like, oh, I know something coming at least every month, and they can actually look forward to it. They can stay in tune. Don't try to go, I'm gonna go stupid and I'm gonna drop something every day or every week, and then next month you done went the whole month and ain't dropped nothing. And then get back on your like find some type of way to be consistent that works for you. Because some people, and that's what's more important. No matter how slow that is or how fast that is, it's all about what's going on in your life and it's consistent for you.
Yeah. Well, to answer my own question, I would say that I agree with your point about the microwave mentality, and I feel as though a lot of people get in their own way with this instant gratification, not waiting to see, okay, I only have, I don't know, if you're content creating, for example, I'll just use that, and you only have a few views on your first video and you only get a few likes and you quit right then and there, you're never going to get to the point where you get the amount of viewers or the amount of followers or the amount of whatever you need. And you never know who you might be able to collaborate with in order to get to that point.
And my people already know how I be talking about that. one, just push that shit out. Man, the video that you did last year or last month, on any given day could blow up and hit 1 million views. Keep pushing the content out, keep marketing your content, keep finding people that's right now. We in Cleveland, Ohio. You know we turn here. It's turned into a party. We got those swinging, motorcycles roaring. Kind of coming to the end of the episode. But for my fans, I want to shout y'all out once again. Monstars mentality, that hungry, that body, mind, wealth. We got special guests Tink and Tabby for Tab's Place. Hard workers.
Yes. Yes.
Stay locked in, stay focused, and you're a motherfucking monster. Let's go.
All right.